Hello and welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the German Tier 2 tank destroyer, the Panzerjager I. So is it any good? Yeah, it's not a bad tank destroyer. It has terrible armor and a fantastic gun, probably one of the best guns at Tier 2. So it is a good tank destroyer. I didn't enjoy playing it though. It is a very niche tank destroyer in that you have to basically hide in bushes and snipe for the whole game. If things go disastrously wrong, you can't go wrong, like the team sucks. You can't just drive out and take over the game and try and kill people and win the game for your team. It's not that kind of a tank. Really has to be undercover and hiding. The armor's terrible. Tier 1s, any Tier 1 can penetrate this tank at will. And this tank, any HE shells hitting it will one-shot kill it. Any HE shell in the game will one-shot kill it. So it's very fragile, very delicate, has to hide a long way away and shoot and let other people spot for you. So if you like to have a can of Diet Pepsi or a cup of hot chocolate while you're playing, this is the kind of TD you can probably do that with. And it does do that role very well. It just doesn't do any other role. So let's get into the review. It has 120 hit points, which is smack on average for a Tier 2 tank destroyer. Now there's only 5 Tier 2 tank destroyers. They are this one, the Panzerjager I, the AT1, the T18, the Renault FTAC, and the Universal 2-pounder. So they all have 120 hit points except for the AT1 has 125. So pretty similar there. The Panzerjager I here weighs in at 6.4 to 7 ton. Making it fairly light, but about average for a Tier 2 tank destroyer. The lightest would be the Renault FTAC at around about 5 ton, and the Universal 2-pounder is also about the same weight. The heaviest though is the T18 at 13.5 tons. And for a size comparison, let's have a look at the T18 because I've got that here. You see the T18 is all round bigger, but the height-wise the height's actually about the same. But if we look at the width, you'll see the T18 is quite a bit wider as well. So the T18 is a bigger target. But the T18, of course, has armor. So don't ram anybody with this TD. Now, forward speed is 40 kilometers per hour and backwards it's 8 kilometers an hour. It does reach 40 kilometers an hour on the flat. It's not fast, but it's definitely not slow. The fastest in class is the T18 with 48 kilometers an hour forward. However, the reverse speed on the T18 was nerfed in a recent patch and it only does 6 kilometers an hour in reverse. So this thing doing 8 is a bit better than that. The slowest TD in class is the Renault FTAC, which does 21 kilometers an hour in forward. The fastest is the Universal 2-pounder, the British one, with 48 kilometers per hour in forward. It does have pretty lackluster track traverse turning ability at 36 degrees a second, but all of the TDs are pretty bad, so it's actually above average, this one. The worst in class is the T18 at 22, and that was nerfed a while back as well, but the best in class is the Universal 2-pounder with 40. So at 36 it's not too bad, but it does wipe a lot of speed when it turns, and if you get light tanks trying to circle you, there's not really much you can do about it. 35 degrees is the gun traverse. That means the gun can move from side to side 35 degrees, which is pretty good. And that means you don't have to keep moving your tracks all the time to adjust your aim. So you are able to maintain your stationary camouflage. And if you've got a camouflage net fitted like I have, you are able to keep that camouflage net active while firing for most occasions. However, you do have to move it every now and then, and you do lose your camo when you do that. It's much better than the Renault FTAC because that is a terrible tank destroyer. I have reviewed it if you want to have a laugh. It only has 12 degrees of gun traverse, which is truly awful. But the best in class is a Universal 2-pounder with 44 degrees, which is truly excellent. So at 35, not too bad. Now, view range is the equal best in class at 300 meters. It's not too bad. The worst in class is a T18 at 240. Boy, they nerfed it hard. It's still good though. And the AT1 has 250. Signal range is the best in class at a whopping 700 meters of signal range. That's huge, and you really need it because this needs to stay way back in the bushes. You want to be basically just inside the draw distance when you're shooting at people if you possibly can, because if they see you, like I say, as soon as you're spotted, you're pretty much dead. Now, that is the best by a long way. The next best is the Universal 2-pounder at 375. So 700 meter view range, signal range is huge. The Renault FTAC and AT1 only have 300. Camouflage wise, this tank is pretty good, even though it's quite high. It's about the same as the T18. The FTAC is the far worst in class, that is terrible camouflage, and the AT1 is the very best in class. Gun depression wise, it has 8 degrees of gun depression, which is quite good and does enable it to peak over hills. However, be aware, there's a fair bit of tank above the gun, so you will sort of, be exposing the top part of your tank here to fire for a little while you're doing it. The AT1 also has 8 degrees. The worst in class is the T18 and the Universal 2-pounder. They both only have 5 degrees of gun depression. And the best in class is the Renault FTAC, has 15 degrees of gun depression, which is the only good thing about it. The Panzerjager only has 10 degrees of elevation though, which is a bit of a problem. So if the tank is pointing downhill, sometimes it can be hard to get your gun to point up enough to shoot at targets. Now, there's not much really to look at in the grind, so I'm not going to go into it, but I will go into talk about the gun a little bit. It has 24 rounds per minute rate of fire, which is truly, truly fast. 62 penetration on your standard rounds is awesome and will enable you to penetrate any 2-2 tank without a problem, and most tier 3 tanks frontally. However, I was just shooting at a T70, and I did bounce a lot of shots off the front of it, but I was able to penetrate the sides of it. So most tanks you're going to meet, we can penetrate everything, but some of them not frontally. However, you do have the option of premium ammunition with 115 penetration, which is immense. 60 damage per round is also very, very good for a tier 2 tank. So that rate of fire with that much damage and that much penetration makes this an excellent gun. As well as that, has 0.35 accuracy, which is fantastic at tier 4. That is amazingly good accuracy. So you can really hit people at long range. Now, in the gameplay you're going to see, the accuracy is probably going to be about 0.37 due to my crew not being fully trained, and the 1.7 second aim time, which is very good, will probably be about 1.8.5, 1.9 seconds due to my crew training. So bear that in mind when you're watching the gameplay. I have a small repair kit, large care kit, large first aid kit fitted. I have binoculars and camouflage net fitted. I have a toolkit fitted only really because it's free to take off again and I won't be keeping the tank. The crew is currently 86, but they'll probably be less than that during the gameplay you're going to see. Bear in mind this is an open top tank destroyer, so you can't fit vents on it like you can on a T18 or something like that. All in all, this tank fits its niche well, staying back and hiding. Just don't try and drive around and shoot people out in the open, because you will get killed, in my opinion. Maybe you can do something better with it than me. I hope you can. Alright, but just bear in mind, like I say, I might have made it sound a bit bad. It is actually a good tank destroyer, and I think I did like about 3 times my own hit points in damage on average. I think it's a over 3 to 1 damage ratio, and my kill ratio is over 2 to 1, I think, in it as well. So it is, you do alright in it. It's just I found it really hard to have like really good games in it. Let's have a look at Tank Inspector and get into some gameplay. The Panzerjager I in Tank Inspector, let's go straight to that colorized view. Actually, before we do that, I might just show you the gun traverse. It's a good idea on these guys to show gun traverse. So you can see there, that's how much gun movement we have from side to side. Not bad for a low tier T. That's pretty good. So the colorized view, and you can see the lower plate, and indeed the whole superstructure, or the upper superstructure of the tank, the lower superstructure of the tank is 13 millimeters. The upper part here is 15 millimeters, and this upper plate is 8 millimeters thick. The rest of the tank is a combination of 13 and 15 mils all around, basically. So the top deck here is also 8. So this, and also being open top, any HE shells hitting you will instantly destroy the tank. It doesn't matter if it's tier 1, tier 2, anybody will instantly destroy the tank. The any tier 1 tank can penetrate you with every single round. If you are against a T1, for example, and you are out in the open, and it's got an autocannon, it won't be able to kill you with 1 clip, but you will be able to kill the T1 with 2 shots. So you can actually absorb a full clip, fire 2 shots, and kill it if you have to. But if you're damaged and you go out in the open, T1 could kill you with 1 clip. So that's it for the armor layout. Let's have a look at the gameplay.
Let's go.
Alright, so the map is Ensk. We're in the Panzerjager I, and it's a tier 3 game. At least half the tanks on the enemy team are tier 3s, which is a bit of an issue. Now, I started on the opposite side of the map from where I wanted to be. I wanted to be with all the trees in the field there, but I've started too far away, and it's going to take me too long to get there. So I decided to just pull up in this bush with the truck on one side of me, And I'm going to start blowing away the walls here so I can see what's going on and see if we can get anybody up here with our accurate gun. So you can see there the accuracy is awesome. We hit that Panzer I-C there. There's a D1. Can be very hard to penetrate the D1. D1 does have very good armor, so we did bounce off it. Bit of a replay bug there. The cursor didn't move. Panzer I-C appears to be coming out, so let's see. Now that's pretty good. Looked like it penned the front of the Panzer I-C. Can be difficult to penetrate the front of the Panzer I-C, and we get the kill in there. So it's showing good penetration. Cruiser 3, is he coming out? I'm going to try not to hit my own tank. Friendly tank there, so we have to be careful. D1. Don't know if we hit him then or not. Someone else gets him anyway. I am really worried about tanks coming to my right. So I don't know if this bush will protect me from the right or the... M3 Stuart, we track him with that hit and do some damage as well. Get another one. M3 Stuart can be a tough tank frontally, but when you're a tier 2 tank, but side on usually not too bad. So good penetration though, getting some tier 3 tanks. I'm starting to get really concerned because we don't have anyone in the field, and I'm really concerned that someone's just going to roll up on my right hand side. That's why I keep looking over there. I'm worried that someone's going to come and nail me. There is the artillery here, so I figure they'll probably shoot artillery first because he's an easy target and he's out in the open a bit more than me. Now this car here, the truck I'm next to, at higher tiers it makes no difference, you just shoot straight through it, but at low tiers can actually take a bit of pen out of their shot, although my armor's so bad it probably won't make any difference anyway. As long as they get through the truck, I'm probably going to get penned. I'm going to speed up the replay a little bit. Oh no, here's a 2-pounder. So this is the British TD. Now he's put a shot into us. We put one into him. Luckily for us, I think our arty hit it as well. Now there's a T-127, a very tough tank. And we get one into him. He's playing back and forth with us and we could be in a lot of trouble. Here's a... Oh no, we're in trouble now. Do I wait for this guy? Yeah, let's see if we can get a shot. We get another one into the T-127. He backs away again though. We've got to aim for the cruiser now because he's coming out to have a shot. I'm getting behind the bush. Hopefully I'm still not spotted. I think I am though. And we fire, he fires, he wins. So there you go. So it was a class 2 game. And we hit a few tanks. We did alright. Finished 3rd on our team. And I think actually, looking at that, I think we finished top for damage. 544 damage and 443 for the Cruiser 3. So, and actually, out of the whole game, we finished on top for damage. So there you go. So you can do a bit of damage in it. Shots fired 22. That's a lot of shots. Didn't feel like that much. So we obviously missed quite a few. Or we did shoot down some cover, didn't we? Direct hits 12. Of the 12, they hit 10 pen. So it's good pen. 544 damage. 341 of that was from long range, so very accurate gun. Received 3 hits, they all penned. You don't bounce anything in this tank. We spotted 1, damage 5, destroying 2, a little bit of assistance damage, and of course almost everything is profit on this tank. Tier 2 always usually pretty good. 424 is enough for class 2 in the tank.
Let's go.
Okay, this time the map is mines and it's encounter battle, so there's only one cap and it's in between the both of us. And it's a tier 2 game, so this time it's a bit easier for us. So let's see how we do against tier 2s. Bear in mind, those I did say tier 1s can penetrate you, so there is no tank that you are safe from in this tank. So I always need to take a sort of a further back position in this tank. Now, don't know if this was a good idea coming to this spot. I just thought I'd try it out and I don't think it was very good. I might speed this up. We'll see how I go. But I can't really get shots on anyone from here very effectively, as you can see. I normally go down over to the left, and this time I thought I'd just try it from here and see, but I might speed it up a little bit more even. And I'll slow it down. Maybe I'm going to get a shot here. Okay, so at normal speed, there's a Tetrarch. Also reviewed that. That's a premium tank. It also has no armor, but I'm shooting at the light because the Tetrarch was going to stay here, so I got time to shoot at him again. Very fast little tank, the Tetrarch, but terrible armor. And we managed to get rid of him. But not bad for a premium tank, the old Tetrarch. Can we hit this T7 combat car? Is that solid cover or is that destroyable cover? No, it's destroyable. Can't actually see if I can hit him or not. I'm not sure what he's behind now. Oh, somebody shot at me, so I've been spotted. So just remember that there's probably that tank up there that spotted us, that L tractor. So just remember that, yeah, you know, my crew skills aren't 100%, so the aiming time would be a little bit quicker, and so would the reload time. So I'm far enough away from this medium that I shouldn't have to worry about being behind a bush. But I haven't got a shot there anyway. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like this tank very much, is that, you know, when you're this far behind the play, it really can be a little bit boring. And there's not much you can do. If the tanks don't come basically in front of your gun, then you can't really shoot them. Oh, here we go. Yay! We got a shot in. So yeah, very defensive tank. It really depends on the game. How the game goes sort of depends on how you go. Or that's how I found that anyway. I can't just decide to drive over and rush that tier 2 medium, over there, because it'd just kill me. So I'm hoping this tier 2 medium comes out in front of my gun. Might just speed it up to 2 times at the moment. Oh, go back to normal speed. This Hargo looks like he's coming out in the open. Got to predict the travel time here. And we get a good shot in. That was a good lead, that. Take a guess with that second shot of blind fire. Probably didn't hit. Now we've actually done 269 damage and we have 2 kills. Unbelievably, it feels like we've done nothing. Just speed this up to a little bit to 2 times. And now I'm going to go back to normal speed. So there's the T2 medium. I got into cover just in time, but I can't even see him. Oh, there he is. So get a good shot into him. Don't know if I've been spotted or not. I was behind a bush, but he was also behind a bush. So I'm pretty sure that second bush that he was behind should have concealed my shot. So that shouldn't have given away my position. Remembering that if you're 15 meters behind a bush, you're covered. Whoa! He's done the smart thing and he's coming straight after me. But the reload on the gun is very, very good, and we managed to get a couple of shots into him. He did hit me though. Can we get this Hargo? One shot into him. He gets one into me, and another one into him, and we finish him off. And that is the good thing about this gun. It does 60 damage per shot. That's quite a lot. And you can see the Hargo did good damage to us at 73. But the T2 medium only did 39 damage to us with his shot. So, yeah, the 60 shot is pretty good. And with the speed of the reload, you can actually take out some tanks before they... So we ended up winning that game, and it was a Class 1 badge, surprisingly. So, as you can see, it's not a sort of a game-changing tank. It really is a defensive tank. So... And also you can see here that once again we ended up top for damage with 503 damage. I think the next closest to us was this Tetrarch with 369. So doing more damage than the other tanks in both games, but we don't finish on top for XP, mainly because we're not spotting anything that we're shooting. And that's the principal reason. So detailed report. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. We fired 19 shots, 10 of them hit. Of the 10 that hit, they all penetrated. Great penetration on this gun, especially at tier 2. Did 503 damage, 121 was from long range. We received 2 hits, they both penetrated, and we almost died. Enemy vehicles damaged 5, and we destroyed 4, and a tiny bit of assistance damage, not much, and about the same amount of profit and income as the last game. 503 is enough for a Class 1, so I'm guessing 550, 600 would be mastery in this tank. Thank you for watching my review of the Panzerjager I. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more reviews, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ. Have fun.